Hey, this is Dude with a Brew. Thank you for stopping by. Oh. Thank you for stopping by. This is Dude with your Brew. Today we're going to be talking about Southern Tier's 2X Smash, or 2-time Smash beer that we have right here. And then let's bring it over there close for you to see. As you know, there's a little bit of difference here. Put a new nice little logo up there, wherever it is. You know, the camera's backwards, so that what I see is a little bit reverse. But we also renamed the channel. It's going to be gotten, for now, known as Refinement Media. I'm going to push a goal forward that, you know, I'm going to try to see if I can refine myself even further, not only just as being a dad, but also in society and also in the world today. There's a lot of things happening in society and in the world today, and there's the whole social justice movement that's happening. I don't agree with it because where I'm from, we are very privileged, no matter who you are. Yes, there's people in this country that are suffering, and we need to focus on that, and we need to completely go over that again. Hello? Hey. Yes, they're packed and ready to go. I'm doing a review right now, so you're going to be on it. So essentially, you know, what's happening is yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Love you. Essentially, you know, like I was saying, society's going through changes right now, and a lot of it could really be solved if we sit there and we bring it all together and we put all of our definitions under the same frame of reference. But that'll never happen. With freedom, we have people that want to make their own choices, and that's a beautiful thing in this country that I'm in. I'm residing in the United States, and we have some freedoms that other countries do not, and other citizens do not around the world. And our issues are surmounting, and not surmounting, mounting up, and becoming a problem. Yes, we have our sins that we have to deal with, and recently there was a article that was in Relevant Magazine about reparations. I talked about it in one of my videos about what was going on with that. I am for the resolution HR 40 in order to decide whether or not reparations are necessary, whether for certain groups or for every group that was affected by slavery, and also the injustices that the U.S. government did as they were building themselves. There's a lot of people from the conservative side that would say no, nobody's alive that's living right now that dealt with that kind of stuff, but there might be still some people from Jim Crow that dealt with the effects of Jim Crow, and some would argue that the people that are descended from those people that affected with Jim Crow and slavery are affected because of where they are, but everyone still has a choice, you know. So let us get to the beer review, and then we'll go to a discussion, and we'll be talking about Habakkuk, but all the silliness aside, we have that double smash ale, 8.1% ABV, brewed and bottled by the Lakewood, New York, in there by Southern Tier. You have your government warning, you have recycling information. Go to STBC Beer, which we'll do in a few, and simply enough, once we do that in a few, we'll see what they have to offer with the information. Their website is always a beautiful website. But before we go on, let us remind ourselves that Southern Tier or any other beer company that I review does not hold my opinions. They may have some people that do, but they, as the company, do not hold my views and my opinions. I'm just reviewing their beer, so please do not attach them with me. I just really enjoy their company. So if someone gets offended, don't boycott them. Boycott me. But hopefully you're not offended by me looking through my thoughts and, going a little bit deeper into what we're dealing with in society today. So let us, before we pour that, let us go to that actual website. We're going to do a little screen capture. Click on the entitled one. STBC Southern Tier Beer.com. I don't know, maybe. Let's see if we can get it. Southern Tier SS Brewtech. Just type in Southern Tier. So I should start, putting my actual bookmarks in there. So we'll go to our beer. Click on that. It didn't ask me if I'm 21. That's not cool. Oh, look at what some of the new stuff. Paco Pales. I might go to that one next. And there will be some that repeat if I go to Paco Pales. But right now we're focusing on 2X. Not the IPA. We already did that. We already did... Come on, where you at, Smash? We already did the stout, which is right beside it. Like I said before, this is really reminiscent of the Windows Phone, the tiled setup. But I don't want to even give them idea. But beautiful website, stbcbeer.com. 8.1 ABV by volume, alcohol by volume. 2X Smash is available year-round. It's our only single variety Indian Pale Ale. 2X Smash is brewed with only mosaic hops and special pale malt. Even simplified to one variety of hop and one type of malt. It's amazing how complex the flavor is. Mosaic hops are known for their luxurious tropical citrus notes like passion fruit and work absolutely brilliantly with the richness of special malt. I'm not going to insult you anymore. You can read the rest of this. 12 ounces in 6-packs, 12 ounces in 6-pack cans, and on the draft. This is one of their images right here, but mine came in a 3-pack, if I remember correctly, and it had all the 2X type beers, the stout, the IPA, and the smash. Color is going to be deep gold fermentation ale yeast, one variety of hop, one variety of malt. Excuse me, tropical, a bit piney, and dank. I gotta really refine my flavors to understand what dank is. Slightly nutty, bready notes from malts with citrus, passion fruit, pine, herbal, mint. Ooh, mint. Let's see if we can taste that. Black pepper flavors from mosaic hops. Bitterness is very high. Don't give us a rating. The beer should be already back down to 40 to 45 degrees. Cellaring. They don't suggest you cellar it. Drink it fresh. Year-round availability, so you don't really have to cellar it. All their social media, what they've done, where they're located. All right here. You guys know how to use the internet if you're watching this, obviously. So let's get back to that actual beer review and see what we can go for. Like I said, this right here is our 2X Smash. If you hear that door opening, that's my wife coming home from work. I'm currently doing this at 10 a.m. in the morning because simply, it's what it is. So, pop this open. And put this right in front of here without pouring it on my laptop. And why would you say, am I having a beer at 10 a.m.? I don't have to justify why I'm doing it, but I work third shift, so ideally this is my night. And after I get a little bit of sleep, I will wake up. It'll be my day, same day, and then my morning will start around 5 p.m. So, essentially, come here and get your lunch. Come on. As we do this, you'll see little blips of my family, but they'll be in the videos that are appropriate for their age. But look at that dark gold color. Have a good day. Love you guys. So essentially, the appeal on this is always good. Oh, I get a kiss. So. Love you guys. So, appeal is always the same, around the 6. Southern Tier is very simple. They rarely go out of the box, and they don't need to. And because of that, overall appeal for the entire company, I would raise it to a 10 out of 10, but the bottle itself doesn't actually catch my attention. I caught their attention through their names and what they had to offer. So, you may think that might be silly, but in a sense, their names and their quality of the product is what got me going. And thank you for those 2 people that are watching right now. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But what we have is that 2X Smash Double Indian Pale Ale. Like I said, only one type of malt and one type of hop that's brewed in that. We went to the website already. You can go to stbcbrew.com. Hopefully I repeated that right. If I make the update to the description for this video, I will later. But overall appeal, 6 out of 10 for the actual appeal that I'm drawn to it. But the beer itself is a good quality beer. Don't mind the old volume thing. But anyway, let's get on to the aroma. You can always smell the citrus. I've always been able to smell citrus with hops and be able to smell that kind. The pine is always very prevalent with me.
No.
And if you hear a coin jar, it's because I'm playing the slots later. Not really. I don't believe in gambling like that anymore. But that's my belief. If you do it, good for you. That's why freedom is great in this world and in this country. The overall aroma, 7 out of 10. So far, we have a 13 out of 20. It's not quite down or quite up to 40 to 50 degrees yet. But the bitterness is quite on. The bitterness for that beer is something that, is admirable. Hey, Southern Tier, if you're wanting someone to learn how to make beer and become a brewery apprentice, let me know. Comment below. What phenomenal beer. If you're going to sit there and you're going to go and you're not liking bitter beers, how about we go towards Southern Tier's 2X or 2 double smash, how you ever want to pronounce it. But let's go for that and try that out for your first bitter beer. Very pleasant. Brings out the notes of the hop. A little bit of the booziness in there with that 8%. Like I said, drink every time in moderation. Make sure you do it in moderation. Have a little bit of forbearance, meekness, just a little bit of self-control. And then the joy and the patience will come through. If you have any questions about this and, pursuing your life and pursuing a craft beer hobby, let me know. I am willing to answer any questions that I can, but I'll also admit that I don't know when I don't know. So, simply enough, Let's go on to Habakkuk, okay? As I was sitting there last night, I was sitting at a ceremony for the event that was going on at our church, and what I've been dealing with lately, I didn't give a full score. Overall flavor, 9 out of 10, so we have a good solid 22 out of 30. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit jumbled with my thoughts lately. Not because of the booze, not because of the alcohol, not because of the wine, anything that I taste, but because of how I've been reflecting on what's going on. So, and social media doesn't really help anybody, and I'm guilty of being caught up in the guilty passion that I feel when people are posting stuff that really means something to them. And it may sometimes mean that, you don't like what they post and you disagree because you had a different picture of the country that you live in and you believe differently. And that's because of how you were brought up and that's because of how you're influenced over time. But what we have to do and what we have to start practicing is, instead of getting the wrong type of passion and getting enraged towards those actual articles and those posts and those memes and stuff, let us investigate into it and see if our actual wrongly placed passion is a good thing to have. So I talk about this today because, I literally looked up the ceiling because, that's what we do. If we believe in a higher power, we're going to look up because we believe that they're above us and that they're always looking down over us. But God is here. God is here through His Holy Spirit. That's what I believe. You don't have to believe it, but that's what I believe. That's, again, we go back to freedom. But I was sitting there thinking about all the stuff that I find as an injustice. And I sat there and prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed. And all of a sudden, clear as day, I heard read Habakkuk. So I read it. There's, it's the prophecy of the Chaldeans, can never pronounce it right, Chaldean, coming in to devastate the land. Talks about the Babylonians being brought up in order to serve God's purpose. You're supposed to sit there and read the Bible and see what it actually states for the actual meaning of that time, but also there is possibility for you to see another option in there. And what I see is that simply enough, the whole entire 3 chapters that it had for that book, that tiny little book, was a man bringing up his concerns, and then God saying how I'm going to deal with it. So what I'm going to focus on over the next few weeks, months, years, is to learn how to actually bring up my concerns, my complaints to God, and see what kind of wisdom comes from that. So it was very reassuring to actually sit there and hear that just come out of what some people would say nowhere, but I think that divine inspiration happens constantly. We just have to have our ears open to it. So, and that goes on to the next point. I also am seeing a bunch of memes that are talking about how certain faiths should and should not act. But when we all don't, as a society and as a world, don't have the same frame of reference, hate for one group is love for another. And there's differing levels of hate. So it's hard to actually sit there and go through this even further and address things, because passionately we as human beings want to argue with others and tell them that they're wrong. But maybe we should sit there and focus on them as well, just like I am focusing on articles and making it a point in order to read stuff, making a point to research, right? Maybe we should do the same courtesy for them as we do for ourselves. Maybe they're just thinking through things. So let us in our wisdom that can only, I believe, for me, be given by God, because I believe in Jesus Christ dying on the cross and that He sent His Holy Spirit to help us. Let us seek our wisdom and listen to others, and hopefully we can help them get to the next level themselves. And I don't believe in levels. I don't believe in purgatory. I don't believe in, where we have to work ourselves up to the salvation. Salvation is not by works. Salvation is by belief. Salvation is by belief in Jesus Christ dying on the cross. And I'm not going to oppress you if you don't believe that. Great thing about freedom is that you get to choose what you want to choose. So guess what? But if you have any questions, let me know. I should actually go over and see if there's any comments popping up, just to make sure that, I don't see any. But essentially, what matters is understanding that we all have different frames of reference. If we have freedom in this country to believe and serve the people that we want to serve and believe in the God that we want to believe, then the frame of reference for hate and love is going to be different among those groups because of their different beliefs. So you may have a group of people that feels like they're being oppressed, but that other group is not really oppressing them, because in their heart they are loving them the way that they're meant to love them. So I hope this talk really kind of helps somebody, because as I sat there and I reflect on things, it's just the best way to actually learn and love. I was brought up as a kid that really was judgmental towards the groups around us, and the sad part is where I'm from, we didn't really have that many different groups or races or cultures, right? You didn't really intermix or mingle with them because they weren't actually there at the moment. But as I got older, the town, city, it grew. And through bad decisions, I learned that what I was taught, the judgmental, even racism that I was taught. And I don't really, I believe in one human race, and we should all start focusing on that, There are different cultures, but the racism I was taught to look at somebody because of the color of their skin is wrongly placed. So as I started developing my understanding of the world, and I went into the military, there's nothing like sitting there and looking around and seeing people of multiple different races or different skin colors, skin tones, and noticing that you're not the best. You can see people that are black, people that are Asian, people that are any race, like Indian, that are legitimately better than you. And you have to admire that. You have to admire that you can observe and say, hey, that guy over there, from the way I was brought up, he shouldn't be able to do as much as me, but guess what? He's faster, he's stronger, and he's smarter. So you admire that. You admire the fact that they are that way. So as I grew on, I realized that, the way that the military brought us all together was one of the most beautiful things in the world. yes, you made jokes. The military makes cynical jokes back and forth, but there was a brotherhood, sisterhood, just like no other. Legitimately, you could probably repeat the story. It doesn't have to be true, but the resemblance of stories happen. You could legitimately see Marines that don't know each other meeting in a bar because they are all there training at a certain base, but they don't know each other, but they meet in a bar and then they find out that one Marine is in trouble. Guess what? More than likely, they'll all jump in and help. Army's the same way, the Air Force is the same way. There's a camaraderie, and then guess what? The military for the U.S. Armed Forces is the same way as well. I have witnessed times where the different branches fought together in order to simply stay stronger, and keep that hold on each other. So, and as I started developing and I started seeing stuff, I started embracing people that, at times I had to question whether or not my family back home would embrace those same people. But just like me, my family started growing as well. They started showing love, the love of God. They stopped being hypocritical like I was, and simply, they grew. They grew drastically. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love our fellow man. And if you can admit that you're wrong in those things, then why can't we sit here and talk about how we can get to the next step and how we can help each other out? Yes, our selfishness and our pride will motivate the way that we think about things, but maybe we just, as a society, have to come together to get to the next point so my kids don't have to worry about whether or not the person looks like them or not, or similar. You know what I mean? The only thing I'll talk about this later in a different video, but the only thing that really matters to me is if my kids are aligning with the same viewpoint as their spouse. Viewpoints and worldviews are, something that's would actually kind of break it up, color of skin doesn't break it up. If they love each other and they both are Christians, or both are Muslims, or both are Buddhists, or both are Hindus, guess what? There's a less likely chance that they're going to sit there and fight about things. So, and as a Christian man, will I be upset if my kids go find something else? No, I won't. I won't, because, like I said, I cherish freedom. And that freedom extends to other things in life as well. But simply just hearing, for that short, quiet moment, the voice of God telling me what to do and understanding that my complaints should be brought to Him first will help me grow better and to accept others. So, like I said before, let us wrap this video up. I don't know how long it's been going. I'm using a streaming service, free one, and it's going through YouTube. I no longer can stream live through my YouTube channel because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But it's okay, someday, maybe, who knows. But as we sit there and we start understanding the differences of others, let us try to, one, bring back the wrongly placed passion. Let us sit there and think about what is going on, take a deep breath, and then let us see how we can grow so that, one, we don't compromise what we believe, but also we don't sacrifice the ability to witness to them. So, thank you for watching. This is A Dude with Brew. You guys are amazing. Like I always say, drink in moderation. And our new channel is Refinement Media. Let your friends know. Subscribe to this channel. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for all of you that will watch this. Have a blessed day.